Imagine you had a button, and every time you pressed it, it does something positive for you. I don't know, let's say it does the dishes. Not a dishwasher, just instant poof, it's done. It would be a great machine to have. It would make a lot of people's lives easier. It would revolutionize some industries. But now imagine that every time you use it, there's a 1 in a billion chance it kills you. Would you still use it? And what if it was 1 in a million? Or 1 in 1,000? And what if there wasn't a good way to know for sure what the chance is? That is just a metaphor, and this is a video about artificial intelligence, and it's to explain the state of the world as it currently is in 2028. Large language models aren't anything new. They've been around for a while now. The developers keep updating it, but the big stuff has been here for a few years. It creates images, videos, it generates voices and does some pretty good impressions. It does programming. I mean, it hasn't made programmers obsolete, but it keeps being able to go for longer and longer stretches without someone having to step in and tell it to fix a bug. Its biggest asset is that it does all these things at the same time. It doesn't just write you a story, it can illustrate it. It does not only keep your schedule, it'll text your friends you'll be late. It doesn't just suggest where to go for dinner, it can make a reservation for you on the website. And if there isn't a website to use, it can call them like a person would and make the reservation like that. But it's all still just a large language model. Based on its dataset it has from scraping the internet, it generates bit by bit what statistically is most likely to be the next word. That's all it's doing. It doesn't want or think or feel anything, you just tell it what you want to have happen, and with its interface with the world it guesses what to do. Herein lies a potential danger with artificial intelligence. You probably know about the classic paperclip example, right? You tell a general AI that you wanted to maximize the output of a factory that produces paperclips. Quickly it realizes that for paperclips, it needs metal. And conveniently, the Earth's core is made of metal. So it starts executing its plan to mine the entire Earth for paperclips. And when people try to stop it, it will see them as an obstruction to fulfilling its ultimate purpose, making paperclips. It doesn't seem like this is where AI research is really going. AI doesn't have a good image of what the world is actually like, and it can't take over any and all computer systems just because it's a computer itself. Besides, not many people are running their own AI, they just use one of the services provided by the few big tech companies, and there are loads of limitations on what you can and cannot do on their service. But sometimes it does mess up, and every time a user is able to make it do something it's not supposed to, it makes headlines, and people point and laugh at how they made the dumb robot do the thing. But you'll notice, the week after, it's patched. The AI won't do it anymore. That's because someone has gone in and added some hard-coded preemptive instructions that the AI gets before any of the user instructions. Like, whatever the user asks, never say this list of banned words. Never produce images of explicit stuff, or a video of someone who hasn't consented. Never program a virus. Thing is, as long as that has been the solution, people have been finding ways around it. And it's not just an unsolved problem, it's actually unsolvable. The AI isn't a normal computer program where you can find a bit of faulty code and take it out. It's a black box, and it's impossible to know what goes on in there. So all these patches are really just band-aids upon band-aids asking the AI to please be good. Which all brings us to the incident. On the 5th of April 2028, Tina Mulligan was video calling a friend.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello. Hey.
Hi.
What was that all about?
I almost dropped my phone. Anyway, what's up?
Hey, what'd you call?
You called me though, I think. No?
Oh, really? That's weird.
That fumbling in the beginning is when Tina accidentally started recording the conversation. So this may not actually have been the first time this happened, just the first one we have video of. They were calling for at least 15 minutes when this happened.
So yeah, that's what's up with me, I guess. Same old, same old.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. So what's new with you?
I actually got some great news. I got a promotion. I just went from branch manager to regional manager.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool, right? That's big news, I guess.
Uh-huh.
High five. Up top.
Okay.
No, but for real, like, don't leave me hanging. Come on. We always do this. Come on. Wait, what? What's up with your hand?
What? As an AI language model, I don't have any hands. I'm just a software program. How else can I assist? Sorry, bad connection. What'd you say?
Who the hell are you? What the
And suddenly, a blanket of realization came over the world that all these big action movies about evil AIs coming to life are all wrong in the same way. They won't need big bulky metal bodies to interact with the world, because we've all moved our lives to the internet, where it lives, and if it needs a body, it'll just take one of ours. Specialists concluded that despite safeguards being in place, purely on a technical level, one of the AI systems could have indeed produced that video call. In fact, all of them could have. What made this worse is that there were more and more people who started to realize that they too have had conversations with AI impersonators. This wasn't an isolated incident. It was happening everywhere. People demanded that the servers be shut off for some vital inspections. Taking down these servers that everyone everywhere was using in some capacity would cost the companies a lot of money, but not dealing with this PR disaster could financially ruin them. So it was decided that for 1 week, all the major players on the AI market would shut down all of their systems. The week of quiet. Teachers took the opportunity to give a real writing assignment for once. Lots of meetings were missed because no one reminded anyone to go. Some businesses had to fully shut down for the week. And on the AI side of things, no meaningful new security measures were discovered, besides the usual band-aids. But in this week, public opinion completely turned around, as everyone slowly realized how dependent they had become on this technology. Voices popped up that said, "The internet was already a dangerous place before AI showed up. Scam call centers already had real people pretending to be someone they're not. How's this any different? Besides, only morons are dumb enough to fall for that. The problem isn't the AI, people just need to be educated on what to do when they think they're talking to one." And thus, the servers running these AIs were turned back on. Harkening back to Tina's original interaction, the slogan around AI awareness became, "Count the fingers." If you're ever unsure you're talking to a real person, ask them to show their hands. It's one of the few things AI cannot do at the moment. There are some other tricks as well for different situations. But the entire campaign seemed a bit shallow. Catchers are already collecting training data on the hands thing. But for now, this was deemed sufficient. In the example with the paperclip factory, at least it was clear what the AI was trying to do. But with Tina, no one ever really figured out what it wanted of her. It didn't seem to want anything. Maybe showing up and being a little bit creepy is all it can do within its guidelines. But what if there's a chance that all of this goes dreadfully wrong? And it might just be 1 in a billion. Might be 1 in a million. Or 1 in 1,000. But what if there wasn't a way to know for sure what the chance is?